Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
What's that? 19?
Mike 5-4. Yeah. You don't want none.
On first down, it's Watson. And this will complete to Will Fuller. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch 54. Watch the run.
Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
54. 55. Oh, yeah.
A first down carry now for Miller. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
No chance. 59. Mike 5-4. I got one.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. It's a party now. It's a party now. Hey,
now Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Fuller. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
Alert, alert.
Mike spot 4. Let's go, let's go.
Let's go.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Taimi Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 46-yard.
And this one is right down the middle. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
Here we go, here we go.
The Raiders
Here we go.
take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Double time. 4 down, check. 4 down.
They run it with a rookie from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. This is the former Jet and Brown, Isaiah Crowell. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he's got some space here. He's at the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Jacobs with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Fresno. Mike 55.
Watson with a give to Miller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. A couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. This is Deontay Foreman, a man who missed nearly all of 2018. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go.
19.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, tight down. There you go.
26.
On 2nd down now, it's Miller. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
A reminder, later tonight, Sunday Night Football will see a game in the NFL 100 Series, a rematch of the very first AFL-NFL championship game, later, of course, known as Super Bowl I. It pits the Packers against the Chiefs from Arrowhead, and that should be a fun one.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check. 41.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it, and the Texans scoop it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football.
54.
Right there. 54 mic.
On first down, Miller. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the pass. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey.
Hey, 55.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Here's Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Alert.
54, right there. 54 Mike.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans have retaken the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. He finds an opening past the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. A big play that time for the Raiders. 41 yards. Nothing fancy there. A little smash-mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut as you described and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Check 31. Right down.
Now they'll throw with Carr. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Luke Wilson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have drawn even here, and they can take the lead with the extra point to come. Carlson now to add the extra point. And he knocks it through.
Makes the score Raiders 14, Texans 13. Daniel Carlson.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
And now out comes Houston. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
That's where you belong.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Now a pass, and it's complete to QT. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. Watson on first down. Setting up the screen for Miller. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Again, it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown.
Brandon, we spent time with this team before the game, and there was never any indication that they did not like their kicker.
Well, it shows right now that they didn't like their kicker. Why didn't they just put it through the goalpost and take the lead?
That is going to be the question that has to be answered. I don't know about you, but I'm skipping my flight. I'm going to the post-game press conference to find out what they were thinking.
Instead of playing conservative, they go through the air, and what a stunning turn of events. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're able to return this one all the way up to the 45. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
42. I'm here all day. Mike's 4-2. Mike's 1.
The final shot before the break. Watson. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down right around the 37. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Carr gives to Richard. Benardrick McKinney, a first-time Pro Bowler a season ago, and on the tackle there.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
Now! 180! Hey, we're good, we're good! 180! Kill! Go!
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Catch made right side by Wilson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
185!
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's got room. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 35-yard line. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 10 more there and another first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Down. Check 55 for mine. And we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Man open left side is Brown. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off?
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Hey, we got to snap it.
To throw is Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, it's Crowell. 9 good yards here on the run, and now 3rd down.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 11. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the toss, here's Foreman. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now a 1st down throw. Watson flushed out right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Check. Watch 54.
Back to throw, Watson. And Miller with it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Watson hands to Miller on the draw. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
It's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Watson. Flush to his right. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
A shotgun snap for Watson. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
59! 54 is Mike. Check, watch 54. 31! Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Hey, one set.
They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Counter play with Jacobs. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They run it with Jacobs. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
Raider 1. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Check.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will bump the lead up to 11. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. On first down, Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. But it'll be second down. From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Throwing again is Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. DeAndre Hopkins, once again, the intended target. Third down here.
And 10 yards to go.
Set. 18. Check the outs. Check the outs. Check the outs. 55. Hey, 42. Come on.
Here's Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go on fourth. Watson. And the Raiders have got him. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now the football is going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line.
Now. 180. 180. We're good. We're good. 180. 25. Check 25. Check 25. 618. Hey, wahoo. 55 is my guy. 55. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Hey, check my
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Brown. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, first and goal. Well, I'm sure he likes his performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the fourth quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see.
That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Carlson on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Go! Let's go!
Set. 19.
Right there, 54 Mike.
I got him. Out.
On first down, it's Watson. He's going to let it fly. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, you know it's tough to really analyze for them because it is a team game, right? And let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball. So, bottom line, film session, defense, it's going to be a real tough one for them. Offense, they'll get a little bit of praise.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Brandon Marshall. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. On first down, Jacobs. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
The Raiders on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. On third down, Crowell. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Well, I know at points of this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. Your